Tottenham didn't lose away from home yet, so it's going to be an interesting one. I will be there.
And this, Mikel Arteta's brought some fantastic players. There's some real strength in depth this time around. A slight injury apparently to Gabriel earlier tonight, but there's so much strength in depth on that bench now, isn't there? Do you think that could be the difference this year, Thierry?
I think the difference so far is how solid we have been, and rightly so. You're going to have to mention some guys at the back, and people do mention them, but it's the way the team defends. I keep on saying that if you don't defend well as a unit, you're going to be exposed to concede goals, and unfortunately for us the other day, we conceded 2. It didn't happen for a little while. But everyone believes, everyone thinks that it can be the year, so hopefully I'm not going to jinx it. That's all I hope for Mikel, that's all I hope for the team, that's all I hope for the fans, and hopefully we can finally win a title again.
Rivalry between these two teams. I mean, Arsenal have been in great form. They'll be really disappointed that they couldn't hold on away at Sunderland. I mean, defensively they've been incredible. But Calafiori and Gabriel have been so important to those reasons. So whether they will be fit, I mean, Gabriel coming off for Brazil looked like it was probably going to be a little bit worse, but who are we to speculate on what injuries are out there? So only time will tell. But yeah, I'll certainly be looking forward to this. And Tottenham conceding that last-minute goal against Manchester United, they would have certainly liked to have been going to the Emirates, having won that. But North London derby, it will be electric, and everything goes out.
Modern day Thierry Henry is Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka represents so much to this current Arsenal football club, full stop. He represents everything that we are, our values from the academy coming up into the first team. He's also travelled a journey through when we weren't as good as we are maybe today, and he's been part of us turning this around. His ability on the ball, off the ball, scoring, assisting, but also emotionally, I think some of these players have a really emotional impact when you're watching a game. And he has a really emotional impact to the Arsenal fan base, you know. And even when he has a down game, we all sort of brush it away. Don't worry, he'll be back. And he is back. You want to connect to people on the pitch, and he is the one that most people connect to. When you look at the history of Arsenal, there's probably 3 or 4 players, we mentioned today, that make people around the world support you. And the modern day Thierry Henry is Bukayo Saka. Around the world, he's loved by all different parts of society in this country, etc. Around America and Africa, he's just loved. You know, and the game has become a lot more global, and he is part of the globalisation.
It would feel a significant absence, particularly Gabriel. We will wait to see, and guess we'll find out from Mikel Arteta probably on Friday as to how long it might be. But Gabriel has been immense this season, hasn't he?
I would say their best player, most instrumental player this season, leadership quality. Going into a North London derby at this weekend, there is no bigger game. Arsenal flying high at the top of the league. You need your players. Him and Saliba, for me, the best centre-half partnership in the league at the moment, and look like they were going to go on to win the title with a solid base. What they have, yes, they've conceded 2 goals against Sunderland. It's a very emotional game at the weekend. Tottenham are going there to derail their season. Don't worry about that. They're going to try their best to be able to do that. So it's a huge blow for Arsenal and for Mikel Arteta.
Let's talk more about Arsenal then, because Sky Sports have partnered with Finalysis, an app where passionate fans share their opinions on their club. If you want to represent your club, then scan the QR code or visit the Sky Sports app for more details. Let's talk to Arsenal fan Christian Tye. Christian, good morning to you. In terms of the players you feel you could afford to lose, where is he on the irreplaceable scale with comparison to the likes of an Ødegaard or a Rice or a Saka?
Yeah, he's right up there. Maybe the most important. I said a couple of weeks ago, I think there's 3. I think Declan Rice, Jurriën Timber and Gabriel. Those are the 3, I think, if they get injured, we have the biggest drop-off. And yeah, when I heard the news, I thought it was a joke. You know, I saw it on online, and I'd actually seen before Brazil played, I actually saw a rumour that he was injured, and then I kind of researched it, and I was like, oh, it's just, you know, some trolls online. And then when I saw the actual news, I was like, oh, it must be trolls again. You know, they got me earlier.
Just keep hoping there's loads of trolls out there. Usually you're right, to be fair.
Yeah, usually. And I was like, hold on a sec. And then I see the picture of him kind of holding his thigh. And yeah, you see some tweet. I was like, there's no way. You know, this happened with Martin Odegaard last season, international break. It just feels like, look, I'm sure other clubs feel the same way, but as an Arsenal fan, it feels like it always happens to us. Just when we're in a great moment, just when the momentum is building, just when we should have been in a good place with injuries, you know? The amount of attacking players that are going to be back, I think Madueke, Jesus, Havertz, Gyökeres, Odegaard, Martinelli are all in contention for the next couple of weeks to come back. So it was like, all right, you know, we've had injury problems already, but now we're getting through them. And then for this to happen, yeah, it hurts. It does hurt. And yeah, like you said, if there was one player you wouldn't want it to be, it's Gabriel.
Christian, as a fan, you always look at the internationals where your players are taking part and check if there's any injuries, you know, just so, because it's a massive game, isn't it, at the weekend? You know, you need to win that one.
Yeah, I always have a look. I always check Netherlands to see how Timber's doing, because obviously he had the ACL injury, so I'm like, oh, something could go wrong there.
Are you checking out Van de Ven at the same time?
No, I would never wish injury upon other teams.
Yeah, your nose is
teams,
growing.
But...
It's nearly as big as mine.
No, I never would, man. Look, I'm always a fan that I want the best to come up against us because I want us to beat the best.
Yeah.
You know, I think we played Manchester City and Rodri was missing at one point, maybe last season or the year before.
You're disappointed
I
with
want
that,
him to
was you?
play. I want him to play because I want us to beat City. Do you know what I mean? And then we can say we beat City with, rather than the excuses come out, oh, but Rodri was missing. I think we played United a couple of years ago. They didn't have Casemiro, and that was the excuse. And I was like, I want us to beat them. Obviously, I don't want injuries on anyone. But yeah, always checking. It always feels like something happens. But we have the squad now, hopefully. I know this. I said this position will hurt us, but there's things we can do. You can put Calafiori left centre back. I know he had his injury worries this international break as well, but apparently he's 100% ready. So you could put him centre back, play Mars Lewis-Skelly. You could play Hincapié left centre back. If you wanted to rejig it even more, maybe Mosquera comes in. You can move Saliba. We do have options, which I think is the difference now.
What would you do?
I personally would play Calafiori left centre back and play Mars Lewis-Skelly at left back.
I think he's all right, Calafiori. I think the Italy game was a dead rubber. I think his priority is with Arsenal at the moment until the playoff.
Yeah, I think so. I think they said that he could have played in their next game, but they just didn't want to risk it.
Christian, is this crunch time for Arsenal in the coming weeks when you look at the fixtures that are on the way, both in the Premier League and the Champions League as well? I mean, if you can get through to the end of that Villa game away from home unscathed, you'll be surely feeling pretty bullish about your chances of winning the title.
Yeah, I said that these next 5 Premier League games could potentially define our season. Sunderland was included in that. Obviously, you've got Tottenham, Chelsea away, Brentford at home, Villa away, which obviously they're in great form. That's not going to be easy either. So, yeah, look, someone asked me the other day, out of those next 3, Tottenham at home, Bayern Munich at home, Chelsea away, what are if you could drop points in one, what would it be? And I said Bayern Munich. You know, the form we've been in the Champions League, if you could draw that or even lose that, obviously I wouldn't want to lose that. But if it meant we beat Tottenham and beat Chelsea, I would take that all day. So, yeah look, let's just focus on Spurs on Sunday. Hopefully we can get through it. I feel like we'll still have enough to do a job on Spurs, especially at the Emirates, and with the attacking players coming back. So
you do realise, Christian, Tottenham are better away from home.
They're better, but are they as good as us? That's the question.
Well, we'll see.
Christian, we will leave it there as Sherwood prods away outside off stump. But thank you very much indeed.